Greetings YouTube, I'm finally making another layout update video. I realize it's been a long time. I've just had a lot going on and haven't really worked on the trains that much. But here we are, and we're starting off in the staging area where I haven't got a lot of work done other than the fact that I've got most, if not all, of my rolling stock out of storage and out onto the storage tracks in here, out of boxes out of storage and out here onto the storage tracks. I've got all my passenger trains out and set up and working, and I've got, I don't know, some of my locomotives, but not most. I have been, when I get stuff out of storage and get it out onto the layout, I make sure it works first. So that's pretty easy with rolling stock. I just check the couplers, the wheels, make sure it's not derailing or anything. But locomotives seem like every time I get something out of a box, it needs work. So yeah, that's why the locomotive tracks here are still really vacant. Probably the biggest update I have has nothing to do with the trains at all. It's that I finally got my shop, if I can focus here, built in the backyard. So all like the crap, all the stuff that was stored here, non-train stuff that was stored throughout the basement has now been moved out there. So now it's only train stuff here in the train area, which is the way it should be. Okay, so something else I've done down here is I have this this like board that I use for tracking what trains are on what track, because I found out that it can be kind of a hassle if like I'm trying to figure out what, say, here, let me zoom in. Like, say I'm trying to figure out, I can't remember what the locomotive number for, like, say a train that's stuck way out here in the middle, like it can be really hard to see. So what I have is this board, and when each time a train comes in, so say that 184 here is coming into the inside track, which is 9, then I'll go ahead and take this and put it on there on track 9, and then say 203 here is behind that, then I put it up on the board. And this way I can really easily, like, okay, I need to get a train off 9. I see whatever's at the bottom here is the next one that's going to come out. So I pull that out, take it onto the main line and run it. And then once it comes back in, goes back and on the board. So that is how this works. And so far it's been working pretty well. And then when I'm running trains like I've got them here, I take the little cards out and I put them over here by the computer, and then I've got it all set up here to run on the main line. So for track work, I've gotten a little bit more done. I believe at the last video, I think we stopped about right here. I have the first double slip switch installed with the tortoise switch machines are attached, but they're not hooked up or anything. So I just kind of have been testing this out, and I'll show you. So this comes in off the main line here. That goes off to the yard. This goes over here to the third platform track, and this is the beginning of the branch line, which goes up and around, and then there'll be a bridge across here, or 2 bridges I think I'm actually going to do here. I think I'm going to have like a plate girder type bridge that goes from here across to about here, and then a span bridge more like this one that goes the rest of the way over to here. And then I'm still kind of working on how this area is going to be, but the track will Y right here, and then come from here, go back through the wall in here somewhere, and then so it'll come through the wall like right here somewhere, and then along a shelf along here, and then back through this wall here, and then back up enough to show you. Okay, so then back up a little more here, sorry. Then there will be another, probably this board right here will be another table that sticks out into the room here. Not all the way. I don't want it sticking all the way out into the hall. At first I wanted to have it as big as possible, but now I'm like, maybe have it, maybe just even the size of that piece of plywood right there. And so that'll be the final bench work that I need to get going on. So now back to the yard in here. If you come straight through off the main line, then you'll come into the yard. Now I don't have enough turnouts to finish this up. Currently everybody is sold out of code 70 number 4 left-hand turnouts, so as soon as I can get my hands on 3 more of those, I'll try and start this area here. And I can't really do anything until I know I'm going to start the tracks at the back wall and work this way. And I don't know exactly what the track spacing is going to be just yet until I have the actual turnout. So that's kind of the hold up here. But I'll show you kind of the layout of the yard. Another double slip here. And then if you go this way off the double slip, this is like a runaround track here. And then this track here will go out to the industry area over here and eventually into the other room in there. And that'll be all the industry area for switching and leaving cars. And then right now I have 5, although I may cut this down to 4 yard tracks. This is the departure track. This is the arrival track, and then these 2 are just for sorting cars. And so what you'll do is you'll pull in off the main line, go this way, pull onto the arrival track here, and then you will come to your caboose is about right here, and then back your caboose up and leave your I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Back your caboose up and leave it about right here. I'll have like an electromagnet decoupler up right here. And so you leave your caboose here, and then you'll go here down the arrival track, here. And there'll be another electromagnet decoupler here. So you'll jump the train you had, come up this way, back through the turnout here. And this is the departure track, which will have cars on it to take. So you'll connect to your cars that you're going to take back that way until you clear this turnout here. And then meanwhile, you'll back up. So on the departure track, you'll back along here, up to here, pick up your caboose, and then go out this turnout here and go that way, and then come back onto the main line. And then off the back here of the off the back of the ladder here, you'll come back, and this is like along the wall back here will be all the locomotive refueling, sand, water, stuff like that, washing the passenger cars. And then this guy, the transfer table, is going to be about right here, I think, maybe like where this lettering starts. It's going to be about right there. And then there'll be right in this area here will be probably like a 2 or 3 stall engine house for doing serious repairs. And then maybe whatever I have room for, I might also have like another couple parking tracks here. Kind of this area here is still kind of up in the air exactly what I'm going to have fit. I really need to get I need to get the rest of these turnouts here so I can get this all figured out, exactly how much space that I actually have in this area. So the last piece of the track work, and this will probably be the absolute last thing I do, is the light rail. So for that I have this is code 50 track, and this stuff is I don't know if you can tell, but this stuff is really thin and flimsy. So this is going to be the light rail track. It's going to be elevated, everything at pretty much this elevation, and there'll be in the downtown area here, there'll be several stops for the buildings along here, and then the track will come around and curve, and it'll run basically above the main line along here. So it'll go above along the top of the passenger station and head out that way into the industrial area, and then it'll continue on above this track at a height. I guess it'd be about what, this height here, and it'll cruise along here, and then there'll be some more light rail stops here in the residential areas, and another one over here somewhere. So structures wise, I have not gotten a lot done. I have been working on this building here. This is like a pharmacy, drugstore, a hardware store, and this is a Mexican restaurant and like a bar above it. And then the third and fourth floors of this are apartments. And I've been working on the interior here a little bit. I've got these. I just need to finish a little bit more and then print. I don't think any of the other buildings. I have worked a little bit on the tower. I think I finished a couple more floors, and this one I'm working on. This is the next floor here in the tower, and it lines up. This is like the upper lobby. So the way it's going to work is the light rail, there'll be like a light rail platform here. This is in this corner right here, there'll be a parking garage. And so there's going to be like a light rail station here at the end of the line that services both the parking garage and this tower. And so there'll be doors like here for public entrance and here for employees. So if you look at this in here, this is kind of like an upper lobby where you can come in and there'll be a receptionist, someone working here, and they can buzz you through this door where you can come in and then go to the elevators. Or actually, these are bathrooms and these are elevators. And then this is like an employee lounge right here where you can come in and chill. And then this is kind of like just a little employee hangout area where you can be on your break. And if you notice, your view here will be like the park below, and then back that way will be like a giant mountain and scenery and stuff. So that is on the downtown. Oh, and then the other structure I started working on is this little cabin that's going to go right here. The actual cabin part I got off Thingiverse. I'll put a link somewhere so you can find it. And then I added on the base here for it, and then these then the roof is going to look like something like that. Need to finish that up. It's actually going to sit maybe a little further back, like maybe about here. And this whole area is going to be residential. And if you're wondering, this area back here, since I can't reach, I mean, this is about as far as I can reach, I'm going to do this separately and then just set it back here when I'm done. And that brings us to the scenery. This area right here, I kind of picked to start here because I was itching to do some scenery, and this is a place where the track is all completely done. I'm not gonna have to do anything more. It's a fairly simple area. Basically, these two tunnels are a product from this chooch or cooch, however you say that. This is I had these already, so I figured I'd use them, although I probably could have made something. These are just 3D printed, the concrete here. These actually came from my old layout, and this is I have a mold for this, and it's some kind of foam that you make. It's been a long time since I've done these, but this is something that I really wanted to reuse off my old layout. Yeah, so I've got a bunch of these walls. It's basically going to be walls along here, kind of like that. And then this area in here is going to be kind of overgrown like that. And then trees. People talk about how many trees they have on their layout, and you're like, oh man, there's no way they can have that many trees. There's like 60 trees in this area here, like 50 to 60 trees. And I'm being generous about what I call a tree. Like this, that's not even, that's a bush. That's not even a tree. So yeah. Basically, the way I made this, I started by framing like some foam up the side, and then I used strips of cardboard that I kind of formed into the valley to the area that I wanted. And then over the top of that, I used this plaster cloth stuff here, which is pretty good. I really like this stuff. And then on top of that, I used just, if you can see close, this dirt here, this right here, is plaster of Paris mixed with paint. I'd say probably 3 parts burnt umber and 1 part nutmeg brown. I mixed that. I model the Northwest, so I just went out in my backyard and checked what the dirt looks like, and I copied that. And I like doing the dirt like that because if you drill through this or if you chip it or something, it doesn't become white. It's brown because, you know, the plaster is brown, so like the dirt is. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. That is as many different kinds of trees as I could come up with. Some of these are like kits, and some of these are super trees from Scenic Express that I made. And some of them are just out of the box the way they were. Although I do make some little modifications on them. And I tried to cover up like this, the corner of the wall right here by having a tree right there. So, yep, that's the sceneried area. So the computer control stuff has been working really well. I've been testing it pretty hard. I was just running 5 trains, and there's only 10 blocks, so there's a lot of stopping and not so much running. Right now I'm about to make it even worse by adding a 6th. I'm gonna grab 470 here on track 4. So I gotta turn on the power here. Usually leave the power off if I'm not. Let's see. So it's coming up on greens. It'll keep going. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. And a yellow. So it'll come to here and then stop. And that is loud. So everything is basically stopped at this signal right here that's red, because the turnout between the yard and the main line is lined to go into the yard or out of the yard. And that automatically makes that signal red because you can't come from that block. So all I have to do is line this back to the main line, and that'll let the train go because it turns green now. Try and zoom in on that. Hold on. Oh, sorry if that's super sketchy. That's like maximum zoom in. So now as soon as that clears, the next train, which is, where is it? Oh, right here. Starts going. So as soon as it clears, that's the end of the block right there. Now 707 here, we'll get to go ahead and go. Let's go check out the other room. Yeah, it's a super traffic jam in here. Nothing is moving at all. Oh, here comes something. So this will run until it hits the yellow signal right here. Come to a stop. The signal's way back here, but the block actually starts right here. Yeah, so as predicted, 6 trains in 10 blocks. Just, it's a total traffic jam. Everything's stopped up. Whoa, 3 trains running at the same time? Check it out. 1, 2 and 3. I'm gonna go turn up the speed on all the different trains and see what happens. I always know when this thing comes in the room, you hear it. Alright, so I have cleared the main line of the boring freight stuff. It's all back here in the yard. And we are going to get some passenger trains going. So I've got everything set up for train 87 here, hopefully. Take it easy through the turnouts here. So we're out of the yard. Let's just see about, well, let's go speed step 110. This is the slowest section in here because that's a 43-inch radius. This is about 75 miles an hour.